Dude, we are pretty convinced at this point that this house is haunted.
It is haunted.
I'm telling you, like last night was a big confirmation of that.
Okay, tell the people.
So we were laying in bed last night and our fire alarms in our house have never gone off ever. Like never mistriggered or anything.
Yeah.
And last night they went off so loudly and it scared, first of all, the fuck out of us. We were just laying there.
Yeah,
and then we get up and start trying to turn them off and the animals are all freaking out.
Aww.
Lily was like doing this low-pitched whine, like just walking really low.
Probably so freaked out.
It was so loud that I was trying to talk to Josh and I couldn't even hear my own words. It was that loud. Like my ears were going numb. And it was probably like 5 minutes of it straight. We were running around the house trying to figure out how to turn it off and it would not disable through our breaker. So we like literally turned off our panel and it was still going.
Dude.
Then it just randomly shut off. It was so weird. So we go back to hanging out, watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Hell yeah.
And then I called Sydney and I was on the phone with her talking about some higher love stuff and logo designs and stuff. And all of a sudden the alarm started going off again. And first of all, we went around the whole house, made sure there wasn't like a candle beneath it, you know, something like whack, we were positive nothing is setting off these alarms. But then Sydney brought up carbon monoxide while we were on the phone. And I was like, oh yeah, like maybe it could be that. And our reader is like broken. So we couldn't even tell. So we got all panicked. And then suddenly Josh was like, okay, get all the animals. We need to get outside. Get your warm clothes on. We're going to be, because I was in like a bathrobe.
Yeah. And it's fucking cold now.
So we're like going into just panic room. And then panic mode. And I started getting nervous about the fire department coming in and like seeing how messy our house was. Because we just got back from a trip. We haven't even unpacked. I have like 3 suitcases out. There's shit everywhere. So I was like trying to clean up. And he's like, stop cleaning things. Get the cats. And then I was like, oh shit. So I started trying to find all the cats, which was like, we have 3 cats, all indoor cats. And
that is a task.
It's hard because they go in like random little places. It's really hard to find them. And then they don't really like to come out of their hiding spots if they're cozy and where they are. So it took me forever to wrangle all 3 cats and I had to bring them outside and they're indoor cats. So they were freaking balls and it's night and it's freezing. And all the other dogs were going crazy because they were confused about what was going on and they could hear the fire truck coming.
This is so funny though.
We have this like little dog run because we have coyotes. So we don't use it that much anymore because we have Lucy and Oakley and they really defend our little dogs from any intruders in the backyard. But we had this cage and it's pretty big. So we put the cats in there and I just sat in there with them. And they were so scared, dude. They were so scared. Okay, yeah, I'll play a little video. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know. It's okay. So yeah, that was fun.
Oh my God.
It was really an interesting time.
I watched that video like 15 times. It's some of my favorite things.
It was hilarious. I know. Like Lily goes crazy.
She was
freaking like out. I see why Meatball and her have beef because like Lily, even though she's chill most of the time and Meatball is normally the instigator, but when Lily goes crazy, she is like just her hissing. Like I got like several marks.
Oh no.
And I don't know if you've ever smelled this, but cats when they hiss, it's like a horrible smell they release. Yeah, it's like a stay the fuck away smell. And it's like the worst breath.
Ew.
The 2 of them just like when they smell it from each other, they get like really pissed.
Ew.
So they're just so scared. And then it was all for nothing. The fire department came in. They're like, no, we can't. We don't know why your alarms are going off. Like we can't. The panel's off and there's no carbon monoxide. They went through the whole house.
Yeah.
There's nothing they could see that could have set it off by accident. So they straight up were just like, we don't know, but so thanks weird. For calling us to be safe.
Yeah.
You always want to be safe with carbon monoxide. But after they left, about an hour later, we were watching TV again, just hanging out, and they all started going off again.
That's so weird.
Again, dude.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Josh said that like half of them were even like unplugged, like he took them out.
Yes. And then weird things just keep happening. Like things keep falling off of things, or we'll just notice random sounds of something completely dropping and we won't be anywhere near it. And this morning I have this little, it's actually pretty big. It's like a sled with like a Santa and a snowman on it. It was from my childhood and I put it up on top of our water dispenser.
Mm-hmm.
We woke up this morning and it was just on the ground. And the cats can't even jump up there.
No. And your cats don't knock shit down. Like,
No,
I've
they
never
don't.
noticed one of your cats knocking stuff
They
down.
don't.
Ever.
They really don't. So
Pretty
it was,
skilled.
and it's a big thing. It just fell completely off. I was just like, what? So yeah, it's just thing after thing. And then Karelly, when you stayed here, you noticed stuff too when I was in LA last week.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's getting like more and more, but I'm not scared of it. Like, I'm not
really either at all.
like, it's, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is, a ghost. But yeah, when I was staying here, I was hearing footsteps in the hallway, like right next to like the guest room.
No.
And it wasn't the cats. I know it wasn't the cats because it literally sounded like step, 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 step. It didn't sound like pat, 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 pat. You know what I mean? Because you know, cats like pitter patter.
Yeah.
It sounded like stepping.
Ooh.
And then I don't know, like maybe I was in my head like about it too much, but like I could like even like hear just like it almost sounded like doors were not like creaking open, but like it just sounded like maybe like movement was happening in the hallway. Like it sounded like there was movement. Like I can't say.
Sometimes I hear that shit too, and I'm just telling myself it's a cat, and
Same.
I ignore it because I'm like, I can't even deal with this.
And then and then one of the nights, I was already in bed and I was watching TV, and I had closed the room, the door to the room, and the two dogs were with me. The cats were, I think, wherever they are. And the door opened. The door cracked open, and it opens up
very slowly
this way. Yeah, but like it opened, and like I thought maybe it was a draft or something, but all the windows were closed in the rest of the house. So there was a little crack in the bedroom, but like not that. No. And like the door and the crack were very, very far apart. You know what I mean? And that was the one that kind of got me a little bit. Like that little door.
Was the door latched shut?
It was latched shut.
Whoa, hell no.
It was
just
latched
That's
shut.
so scary.
Yeah.
That is so
Fuck,
scary.
No, yeah. And like I in my head, like in the moment, I was scared a little bit. I was
It can't, like, it freaks you out.
No,
it happened to me like a week ago. I was out in the kitchen and I heard something fall in my room, and I figured a cat knocked something down. I'm gonna find something like it sounded like something heavy fell.
Yeah.
I went in there, nothing fell. There was no sound. There was no animals in the room.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
And then it was like noon. It was pretty early in the day. I was just like cleaning up the kitchen area, and I swear I heard like a howling from the outside, from the
that's
patio.
probably coyotes. They make some wild sounds.
At like noon?
Not really at noon. Maybe it was the donkey.
No,
the donkeys and the
wasn't-
sheeps around us can make some whack noises.
I know what those sound like. That wasn't a donkey. It's like literally as soon as I opened the screen door, the little sliding door, it stopped.
We do have this weird. You mentioned like a humming sound.
It was a hum. It was like a humming. Like
There's
a
some
rhythmic
type
humming.
of weird bird that hums at night. I don't know.
It was at
But
day.
it was daytime.
It was like
I don't
noon.
know.
It was like literally like it
Dude.
was early day.
I
I don't
mean-
know. And in my head, I'm just chalking it up to not ghosts, but I think it was.
I'm just glad I'm moving in a few months. Like I'm trying to just be cool with them. Like let them know it's all right that you're here. Just please be nice. You know,
Yeah.
you can knock some shit over. And
I've never
whatever.
experienced anything at your house, but the studio, definitely. Obviously, we've talked about that before. But like you said, I've never felt scared when weird shit happens in the
Yeah, I don't
studio.
really feel scared
I don't
either.
ever feel like scared about it.
We're pretty used to it.
Not
by
being
now.
like, I'm not scared, because I am fucking scared.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
I'm definitely kind of ready.
I'm like face it and then saying I'm not scared, but I'm a little scared. Like especially like in the moment, I try to rationalize with it and just like tell myself that it's a draft or it's the cats or whatever, just to like make myself feel better.
right.
Yeah.
But then like going back and like listen, like
you're like,
I'm like that I don't think that was natural.
no, and I mean, there's just been so much of it. I think we've told like not even all of the stories on the Sesh or Mile Higher. There's been just so many weird things that have happened.
It's almost like a daily occurrence.
Yeah. One day I want to do like an episode on like why we're moving too. Like talk more about
that's
when I
some
can.
tea.
I
That's
mean,
a great
'cause
story.
There's some true crime involved.
There's some motherfuckers.
We've
Kendall's
had some
living the
wild
true crime life.
neighbors.
It's like live PD in this bitch.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, there's definitely some more reasons why we're moving, and I think I'll eventually explain that. But anyway,
Gotta wait.
I guess we got to get into the show. We've
Let's
even
get into the
opened it
show.
up.
Open the show up,
Okay,
girl.
what's up, guys? Or that's not even the intro. Wait, what is it? Okay, take two. Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Sesh. I am Kendall.
And I am Janelle.
Yes.
We are happy to be here this week, people.
We are. And what is this? Episode 59.
60, dude.
Oh, this is 60. I was going to
Yeah.
say 60. That's
60
pretty good.
fucking episodes.
Yep.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yes. And it's been so fun.
It has been really
loved
fun.
it all.
It's been a grand time. Welcome
Yes.
to the new Seshies out there, by the way. A lot of you guys We have some new sessions from our last episode we put out with Travis Scott. It got a lot of new listeners and viewers.
So Astroworld Fest.
Yeah,
which is actually what we're going to open up the show with today, going over some of what we've learned and clarify some of what we talked about last week. Because obviously it was, 2-3 days after it first happened. We were trying to collect information, but some things have been clarified now by police. So I wanted to kind of note that, first of all, that the whole thing about someone going around injecting people with drugs has been, I guess not, it's hard because it was, we got that information from the police.
Right. It was reported. That a security guard was injected.
Right. And he did a news conference on that.
And he got Narcan.
According to him,
and then they accordingly found a poke in his neck. So it sounded like that, but now it's completely contradicting what they're saying. He got punched. Yeah, he got punched.
And there are no confirmed reports of anyone drugging anyone as far as...
Well, that's another thing too, is there were so many people. There was over 50,000 people there. Mm-hmm. How is this one security officer the only one that got pricked? Right. I feel like if somebody was needle spiking, they would hit a lot of people, you know what I mean? Not just one person.
Well, I think at first there was a bunch of rumors going around from TMZ and shit that was needle spiking, and everyone was like, "Did you hear that?" But I don't think there were any other actual individuals who would come forward. The
officer was the only one who had.
And the officer. Okay, so I was reading about it,
or he was a security guard.
Well, I guess it wasn't even him that told the cops. It was the medical staff,
right? And they told the cops the wrong information.
Yeah, and I guess he was
how did they miss that? We gave him Narcan when they didn't actually do that.
When he got hit in the head?
Yeah. His story, he was like, no, that's completely wrong. That's not what I went through. So just wanted to clarify about that.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
It just it was just breeding grounds for more conspiracies. You know what I mean? This was just, I don't know.
Even we started questioning that. I was wondering if that could possibly have something to do with this massive death toll. It's just so wild. So I was thinking, is there another factor? But the sad reality is there wasn't. This is just pure negligence.
Just
every
really
sense of it.
Catastrophic event, honestly. Yeah. Also at the top of the show, we wanted to go ahead and discuss the new victims that have sadly passed away since we last recorded. The 9th victim was Barty Shahani, and she was 22 years old. She had been hospitalized as a result and actually was on a ventilator up until her passing, but showed no brain activity shortly after she was hospitalized. And then she passed away on Thursday, November 11th.
Yeah, and we will link a press conference with her parents speaking about it. It is, it just really puts the devastation and pain that they're going through into perspective, and it's horrendous to watch. It's so,
I know,
I just can't imagine what these people are going through. And she said, she really wanted to do this. She really wanted to go to this fun concert, and we just thought it was a fun show. And she normally doesn't even do things like this, and they can't even wrap their mind around it. They're in total shock.
It's so sad because concert's supposed to be a happy, carefree environment. And it's just, I can't imagine, you never think you're going to lose your life at a concert. It's just so devastating, truly. Yes. And then a 10th victim was, this one is so sad as well. A 9-year-old Ezra Blount, who was on life support for days after he was injured. And he sadly passed away on Sunday, November 14th. He attended the concert with his dad, who said he was so stoked to see Travis perform. His dad actually held him high on his shoulders as the 30-minute countdown began. And then they actually stayed in the back because he thought that it would be safer and a bit more calm. But as soon as Travis came on, the crowd started pushing everybody and, pushing towards the front of the stage. And his dad actually ended up passing out and losing consciousness. And then Ezra fell to the ground and was trampled by the crowd.
So they got separated.
Yeah, they got separated. Yeah, he regained consciousness, was like, where the hell is my kid?
Yeah, he was brought into the hospital as a John Doe.
It's so sad. Yeah. He searched, I guess, the site medic tents and several hospitals. And then he filed a police report. And then he was contacted by an officer that sent him a picture of his kid.
And Ezra was a huge Travis Scott fan. There's videos of him dancing to his music and just so into it, and it's horrible. Obviously his father truly could not know how how bad it was. This was marketed as an event for children to be at, all ages.
Yeah, which blows my mind.
Yeah, really hard to wrap your mind around with this environment, especially with the past that Travis Scott has had at his shows.
Yeah.
But it's just a father trying to make his son happy, to give him the experiences. And it's just, I really can't imagine what it's like to be in their shoes right now, and how angry, how broken.
Just, yeah.
It's so upsetting.
And I'm sure they're carrying so much guilt to these parents, because it's like, how could you not? I'm not saying they are responsible. I'm just saying, like, putting myself in their shoes, I would feel so like, God, how I could have prevented this.
Especially when you, like, the fact that he went unconscious. I'm sure he's naturally having that survivor's guilt of, like, if I didn't pass out, I could have helped, I mean, I'm sure so many things are going through their minds, just the devastation that all these families are experiencing. It's truly heartbreaking to see all of this unfold.
It is. And honestly, I think a lot is to come of this, because the cause of death for these victims hasn't even been released yet, technically. Like,
there's been some talk about specific. But the official cause of death from the coroner.
Right. Exactly. So, I don't know. It's really, really, really sad. Then, actually, more recently, 2 days ago, when we're filming this on the 16th, a lawsuit seeking more than $750 million was filed on behalf of at least 125 victims of Astroworld.
Yep.
So that's, I guess it's filed by Busby Law Firm, and listed Drake, Apple Music, and then other defendants as well. And the suit says that the victims on the night went to Astroworld for fun, and nobody was warned that they were, walking into a horribly dangerous situation. It accuses Travis of keeping the concert going even after authorities had announced a mass casualty event.
And after he saw the ambulances, after he saw someone passed out in the crowd and stopped for a very brief amount of time.
Yep.
Just kept on going. I mean, it's pretty clear to everyone. I think. I mean, obviously there's people out there defending Travis at this point.
Yeah.
And it's very, very small amount of people. But I think the majority of us can see the greed, the profit over everything, the hype over everything, and the complete lack of care for his fans. It's horrible.
Yeah, it honestly is absolutely terrible. And his Travis's attorney, I guess, claims that no one told Travis or his crew of when something finally did terrible happen. I guess he was like, okay, we'll do one more song, and then he stopped after that. But
that's even
why are you doing
so
one more
horrible
song? Like, that's so bad, dude.
That just confirms it even more.
So terrible.
Yep. And especially for his lawyer or his attorney to be saying this as well. Like, you're like, obviously you knew. Your attorney is like kind of like rewording it so it doesn't sound as bad for you. But you still knew, and you still said, okay, one last song.
Yep. And then went to Dave & Buster's after.
Oh, God. This is some shit, you guys. Dude, what the hell was up with that? They went to Dave & Buster's. Both him and...
I think it's Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's. Sorry, I sound like David.
Buster's.
It sounds like I say David. Dave and Buster. Two homies, okay? But yeah, he attended an after party there, and I think Drake was there as well. Yeah, it was actually hosted by Drake. Because Drake made a surprise appearance. It was so exciting for everyone. But yeah, why would you go there after you are aware of this shit by then? There's no excuse. You're aware. And actually, I wanted to bring this up. I was listening to H3's podcast earlier this morning, and they were like doing a little investigation of how far away or how long it took them to get to Dave & Buster's from the venue. And they obviously don't know exactly which one they went to. So they were looking it up, and like the closest one from the venue was like 25 minutes. So you can kind of assume that they had at least a 25-minute car ride. Yeah. And you still didn't know.
Yeah, come on. You didn't see the report. Right. It was going viral. I mean, someone would have told him.
They were there.
Yeah.
I know. It's so bad, dude. So bad. Yeah, apparently Drake had no idea, and
I just don't believe it.
I just don't believe it either. And then the day after Astroworld, Drake apparently drowned his sorrows by showering strippers with money, and he spent around $1 million at the Area 29 strip club in Houston.
The day after. Before a donation is made, before any statement, anything, nothing. He's like, let me go to the strip club. Yeah, there's actually a video of it. We'll put that in now.
I don't give a damn.
Them hands
That was funny.
Say thanks, Drake.
And it's still on Yasmin Instagram. Exactly.
Time, folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're all like, thanks, Drake. Just
all of them
absolutely.
trying to act like, even the Kardashians, which I
know.
feel like Kylie is obviously highly connected to this.
Yeah.
And then I noticed Kris Jenner was just posting pictures of all of her flowers on her birthday coming in. It's just like so tone deaf with what just happened.
I know.
You know, posting, it's gross.
It is gross.
It's gross. It shows
really
a
gross.
real lack of connection to the
real world.
And yeah, just complete. They're so out of touch at this point. I don't even think they realize how strange that is.
No, I don't think they do either. Or if they do, then they clearly don't care or something.
Or like the magnitude of what really happened.
Right.
I don't think they get it.
So one thing that kind of stuck out to me was when the attorney said that Travis didn't know the severity of the event or the severity of the situation. He knew that there was a situation happening then, right?
Yeah. Right.
So he just didn't know how
Yes.
severe it was.
Yeah.
Which what
he
does that
definitely
mean?
knew.
Literally. And
It was
that's
called
just-
a mass casualty event, dude.
Plus,
Yeah,
he
literally.
literally said he shouted out the ambulance in his set. Was like, "There's an ambulance trying to get through," and he could see his fans climbing on the fucking thing, making it impossible to get through. And it's just it's
also,
a load of bullshit. You totally knew. What did you think they were doing?
Right. And the fact that he has a history of encouraging people to be violent and raging at his shows, telling his fans to ignore security, rush
he was
security.
tweeting things about it even before Astro Fest, and he's deleted all of it now, of course.
Such
But,
garbage.
yeah,
the
I
whole
mean,
thing is ridiculous.
It's going to be a slam dunk in court, though, with the amount of evidence they have, video evidence, there's so much.
Oh,
There's so
absolutely.
much.
Some of the
he's really
performers
toast, man.
have made a response, like Roddy Ricch last week. We talked about how he intends to donate his pay to the families that had victims.
Good for him. Like the only one. It's like
good for him, but no, because
I don't even know him.
I don't either.
What?
But
I literally have no idea.
I know he's a rapper, but that's all I really know about him. No, so in the post from the strip club, basically thanking them for coming. So the strip club changed their caption on that photo.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So at first, it was captioned "Thank you" at Champagne Poppy, Roddy Ricch, and then a list of other people. They updated the caption to 2 floors covered with money, and every dancer who worked that night went home happy. Whatever, happy Sunday fun day. So like they changed the caption.
Yeah, because they knew
Getting
crazy.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's just,
But at least he donated money.
At least he
That's more than
donated,
the others
yeah.
who could say
That's
who
true.
probably have a lot more than him
oh
to
yeah,
donate
for sure.
in the first place.
Travis Scott,
you know?
fucking Drake
At
spending
least
$1
he
million.
did something. I'm not saying
he
this
dropped
guy's a
$1 million
saint.
at a strip club.
Yeah. And
The night after all these people lost their lives.
it's so bad. Like, and just
What are you doing?
even if you have no heart, you'd think that there'd be someone on your team from a PR perspective saying like, look, dude, it would look good if you would do this.
Where's your
Not
publicist,
saying that
homie?
that's why you should
Literally,
do that.
of course not, but, like-
even with them, it's just confusing. It
Exactly.
just looks so bad. It makes the whole thing is so disgusting. I'm so disappointed in all of them. I mean,
Yeah. Honestly, same.
yeah, and I definitely have always liked Drake's music, or I did a lot more in his earlier days, but this has just been disappointing to see.
It has.
I was just like curious what you guys think, since all these people, that are in the media and whatnot. Do you think that there's something that their publicists have told them? Just curious. Like, I'm not saying it's right or it's absolutely wrong, but like to act a certain way, like pretty much to just not address. Like, do you think they've been told that?
That's
Because
a
it
great
seems like they're
Maybe
all
for
acting the
legal
same
reasons,
exact way.
maybe.
Like,
I
act
guess.
clueless.
Yeah, like completely like.
But aren't they
Not
looking out
related.
for their careers too, and just how
I don't know.
horrible that looks?
Exactly. I
Oh,
know.
I just don't understand.
Actually, sales have increased for Travis Scott since
I know.
this whole
I've
thing.
heard that.
Before Astro Fest, Travis's album under the same name sat at number 50 on the Billboard 200. And now after this, it is at 38, excuse me. Yeah,
That's
broke top
sick.
40.
That's sick.
So it went up 12
So wrong.
spots.
I mean, I hope it was just people who have never heard of him and wanted to look up what his music was because of it. But
Right.
yeah, it's just
That's a good
more
point.
money for him.
Yeah.
So he's well,
sells 15,000
I guess he's not going to profit off
that
of it
week.
after all of the lawsuits. I mean, it's
but it's like promo. Now people are listening to him,
totally.
like you said. And I'm sure there
it's
were a lot of
bullshit,
people.
But what can we expect in this world we live in? This is like how things go.
That's why I feel like when you were like, he's toast. I think he's gonna.
No, I still think he's toast.
You too?
I think
You
he got a
don't need
little
him
boost
before me
now. Yeah, let's
I
check
think
on
he's
it
gonna-
in 3
yeah.
to 5 years.
You
Let's
think-
see how
what do
he's
you
Oh,
doing.
I think he's done. I don't think he even has a choice if he doesn't.
No.
In the sense, like, he won't have, he's going to be drained.
Yeah. Oh,
after
he's
this.
gonna.
So he-
and
unless-
just like
yeah.
the backlash. Like recently, I saw a video of a festival that was playing Travis Scott music, and
I saw that
no
too.
one was dancing. Like people are. It's just becoming one of those things where if you're going to support him,
Oh no.
yeah, and then multiple venues have already come forward saying that they would never host him again.
yeah.
Will never. He'll not. He, like I said, he will not be able to do anything like this, let alone probably a concert of an average size, if not. I mean, for a long time, especially with his history and continuing the show. I mean, this is so bad. I do think I'm still confident in that this is going to be a major downfall in his career, a major turning point for him. And I'd be surprised. I'll just say it. I'd be surprised if he's still with Kylie in a few years.
What if
Just saying.
to save her fucking image?
Yeah, that's what they're all about. The
Totally.
Kardashians
It's a
are
great
all
point.
their relationships are very calculated, and they don't want someone that's like on the down.
No.
Travis was
that's-
on the up.
Yeah, that is a great
When
point.
she first started dating him, he was headlining at Coachella, and
It does not look good to be associating yourself with him,
no,
especially as
certainly
that type
doesn't.
of family.
Plus, they want to be with successful men.
Yeah.
It's like all what it's about. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's PR for them. Very calculated. So that's just my
Absolutely.
prediction. I don't think it'll last that much longer.
Yeah, we'll
But,
see.
I mean,
That's
who knows?
interesting.
Who knows? That's purely speculative.
Well.
Speculative.
We will see.
But okay, my thing is, if they do stay together, I feel like I'm kind of with you, Janelle, on this. I honestly kind of feel like he is kind of immune to this. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, because like even with like the Kardashian or the Jenners, Kardashian clan, I feel like he's gonna get like immunity from them in a way. You know what I mean? Because like they're so
influential.
I mean, they
They
get
are,
they get
but-
past things all the time.
Yeah.
They do things and it blows over. But this is different. These are
they haven't killed anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. These
well,
are 10
been
people
responsible for
who
death.
died, hundreds of injuries. I mean, and just yeah. This is so different than anything else we've
no, it is.
seen.
100% is. I
Like,
really
if his
hope he goes
if
down.
his career continues or like and keeps growing, I will be severely disappointed with
Yes.
humanity.
True.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Hey, well, here's something that will restore your faith in humanity.
Oh, yes.
People, Britney motherfucking Spears is free.
Officially, like we've known this, we've
Yeah.
known it's in the works.
Yeah.
But yes, can we just have a moment?
Round
It is
of applause,
official
baby.
now.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for her
I'm
after
so
14
happy.
years. Snapping.
We
Yeah.
used to snap in our sorority.
Sorority snaps. Oh my God, the cringe.
But
Okay.
yeah, this is very, very exciting times.
Oh, I'm so stoked. On November 12th, baby, Judge Penny ended the conservatorship during the hearing. As a little refresher, there's been a very lengthy, highly publicized legal battle between Britney and her father, Jamie Spears. He's been in control of her whole life, her estate, her personal life, her health, everything. And he was suspended as her conservator in September. And then on November 1st, Jamie filed to terminate the conservatorship. And then the filing came before the hearing to decide whether or not to terminate. And yeah, it's terminated. Thank
That
God.
is it. Britney is free.
Her attorney held a news conference following the termination and said that it was a monumental day for her. And for the first time in over a decade, what is next for Britney is only going to be up to one person, herself.
That's so exciting. I saw an article recently where she made comments about wanting to possibly have a baby. And I think that's so great because if you didn't know, one of the things as part of her conservatorship, she was not allowed to have a baby.
Yeah,
she had no medical control at all.
Yeah.
So
Ridiculous.
it's amazing to see her be free. She just got of her iPad. She hasn't had an iPad. Like, how long has the iPad been out? And she just got to have
What?
an iPad. And she's like so excited about her iPad.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. She's just, I mean, she's kind of like coming back into the world. I'm sure it's so exciting for her. And she's really gotten her power back. She's been so fearless on social media.
Yeah,
I know you guys
she
talked about
has.
that. It's fantastic. And I think she feels a lot of the support from a lot of the documentaries that have come out. we want to do a whole episode on all of this coming up in the next few weeks, like when this is even more official. Well, it's official.
Yeah.
But when a little more detail comes out.
For sure.
But yeah, the documentary on Netflix, I mean, she was not part of it.
Right.
But it was eye-opening. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch it.
It is shocking.
I'm excited to watch it.
I'm so overjoyed for her.
It's so wonderful. There actually was a termination care plan put into place with her temporary co-conservator, CPA John Zabel, and he's basically just there to help kind of like buffer the transition, help make sure everything goes as smooth as they can. And then, of course, the assets are being declared to be transferred from her ex-conservators to her own trust. And then there was no medical evaluation required for Britney, which was interesting. They were kind of wondering if that was going to be needed or not. And then she actually wasn't even there for the hearing, which I thought was really interesting.
Sure, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah. But there's a $60 million estate that needs to be sorted through. So this is going to take a bit of time to make sure that everything, goes as smooth as they can.
But yeah, she's free from both the personal conservatorship and the estate conservatorship.
Yep.
It's amazing, which is the best outcome. She was really only hoping at one point to be free from the, the conservatorship of the person. But yeah, she got both. It's amazing. And it's really going to, it already has shed so much light on conservatorship abuse.
Yes.
And I think she's going to be a monumental player for a lot of people out there.
Yep.
Really cool.
Absolutely. And I guess there's 2 more scheduled court dates for December 8th and January 19th, again, to probably just try and figure out exactly what to do with all this money and make sure it goes to the right place.
Right.
Well, also they're trying, I think the December 8th hearing is for John Zabel, just to kind of like get him out and just, right now there's just a transition period. They're just to get her acclimated with everything and just to make sure, I mean, this is like, it's like she's born again. You know what I mean? Like the world isn't how it was 14 years ago.
So
oh my
much.
God.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
really, really excited for her.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool to see.
And even her fiance, Sam, posted a solid pink square with the word freedom on Instagram.
Yeah.
So cute. Saying,
So
history
cool.
was made today. Britney is free. Yay.
I love it.
So happy for her.
Such good news.
And it's really cool that,
it happened fast.
Yeah,
Much
it
faster
did.
than everyone thought it was going to.
yeah,
Honestly,
honestly,
also blew up, but like because people, everybody was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the
they-
pressure
yeah.
is what sped it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, her
Public
parents-
outcry.
Her parents were fucking assholes.
Oh,
I
they're
know.
trash. Both of them.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Lynn is even still wanting her to pay
yes.
for the legal fees.
Yep. Good try. Not going to happen, bitch.
Terrible.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
hopefully.
just been so cool that we have like followed this, not since day one, but you know
No,
what I mean?
just-
Since it like really broke
yeah.
open and
But for the people who have really been on
Yes.
top of this, part of the Free Britney
for
movement
years.
for years, like hands off to you guys. Hats off to you guys, I should say. Hands off.
baby.
But seriously, there's so many people that have been part of this movement and like a real grassroots movement and have been, backing Britney since before she was able to speak for herself, just figuring it out, like seeing that something was obviously wrong.
Yep.
And taking action before she even really like asked for it,
Yeah.
because she was putting out videos that I'm okay, I'm happy, and
Right.
and then basically in her documentary she was like it was all a lie. I was incredibly depressed and
had no control over
in jail.
anything.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great to see. I highly recommend watching that documentary on Netflix if you haven't already. Britney versus Spears, it's called. It's excellent, and it would probably be good before we do our next episode to have watched that, or the episode following the next episode.
Yes, definitely.
Anyway,
I can't wait to watch.
today we are also going to get into a therapy sesh. I know I mentioned in the last episode that I had been going through some things and I wanted to kind of open up about that. So we will get into that after our first break.
The holidays are coming up, people, and it's really hard to find a unique gift that everyone will love. But I guarantee you, everyone will love a Milk Bar Christmas gift, or holiday gift, I should say. Master baker Christina Tosi started Milk Bar in 2008. Perhaps you saw a Milk Bar featured on Netflix's Chef's Tables pastry edition, and now she's been wowing the world with her unique spin on iconic flavors ever since. Milk Bar is seriously the perfect gift for anyone and everyone in your life. They have signature birthday cakes, salty, sweet compost cookies, Milk Bar pie, which is made up of toasted oat crust with a gooey butter filling. Hello, yes. And right now, pumpkin milk bar pie, and apple cider donut cake are the desserts you need on your Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving table this year. Every milk bar creation is thoughtfully and beautifully packaged, made fresh, then flash frozen, and then they offer fast, overnight, nationwide delivery. That's another great thing is you can live anywhere in the United States. You don't have to have an actual store near you. And you can order it online and it comes right to your door nice and fresh. I was able to sample some of their cookies and let me tell you, I love cookies of all types, but these cookies were top notch. They were so good. They were chewy in the right places. Oh, it was delicious. The flavor was really, really good. They don't taste fake or anything. Sometimes I feel like a lot of cookies taste really artificial, but these taste very, very good. They taste like grandma's cookies, you guys. And right now, Milk Bar has a special limited time offer, guys, so get on it quick. Get $10 off any order of $50 or more when you go to milkbarstore.com/sesh. You'll get $10 off an order of $50 by going to milkbarstore.com/sesh. That's milkbarstore.com/sesh.
Josh and I decided this year that we wanted to start the process of starting a family. And that process really began for us even before we started actually trying, because we did modern fertility testing and it gave us so much information going into the process itself. The modern fertility hormone test is a simple at-home finger prick that unlocks tons of insight into your reproductive health. From your egg count to menopause timing, possible outcomes for egg freezing or IVF, which are all good things to know if you want kids in your future. And that's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones right at home with a simple finger prick. You just mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. Traditional testing with your doctor can sometimes cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you that same info for $159, a fraction of the price. And if you go to modernfertility.com/sesh, you get $20 off your test. Also, if you have HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars towards modern fertility, which is great. And like I said, you'll get insight into your hormone levels, how many eggs you have, and other very important fertility factors. And the results go deep into what every hormone means. And you can also talk one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and your options for next steps. So if you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can really help you make the decision that's right for you. And right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off their test when you go to modernfertility.com/sesh. That means that your test will cost $139 instead of the several hundred or even $1,000+ that it could cost at the doctor's office. So get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/sesh. That's modernfertility.com/sesh.
So our last sponsor for today's show is Rareform. We have talked about Rareform here on the Sesh before, and I genuinely love this brand so much, you guys. They repurpose highway billboards into one-of-a-kind tote bags, duffel bags, backpacks, and accessories. Rareform recycles over 80% of all billboards in the United States. And did you know that that's nearly 500,000 pounds of billboard every single month? What's really cool is that you can choose your exact bag online because they're all unique. Obviously, they're made from zillions of different billboards around the country. And so every single product is totally unique from itself. You'll never get the same bag. And online, you can pick out exactly what you want. So what you see is exactly what you're going to be having delivered to you. Billboard advertisements are actually made of vinyl, so all the bags are durable, water resistant, and they wear really well. I can definitely attest to this thing. They are built so well. They're really, really strong. I feel like they're never going to start fraying or falling apart. They're waterproof. I really can't say enough good things about this brand. And they also make accessories, which is so cool. I have a notebook that's really, really cute. It's like blue and white tie-dye looking almost. I don't know what billboard it was from, but I do love it. I feel like this would make a really unique gift for someone this holiday season because, you know, you don't really think of buying something that's super repurposed like from billboards. That's kind of unique. So I feel like if you got this for someone, they'd be really stoked. And like I said, it's one of a kind. Made from billboards and designed to fit your lifestyle. Go check them out at rareform.com/sesh. That's rareform.com/sesh. Find your one of a kind bag now.
Okay, so let's get into things here. First of all, before we go forward, I do want to give you guys a trigger warning for anyone out there. We were talking about pregnancy loss today, and I know this can be a really hard subject for some people. I don't even know how to start explaining this, but as you guys know, Josh and I have been hoping to start a family soon. We were hoping to start kind of going into 2022. And we decided to start a little earlier in the fall, in October. And we were really lucky. And we found out that we got pregnant. And it was our first try. So we were a little shocked and incredibly excited. I mean, the day we found out was still is one of the best days of my life. I felt so much joy and so much love from Josh, and we were really, really excited. And obviously that early on, you always know that anything could happen. And I guess really the safe zone, according to my OBGYN, is 12 weeks. But I did make the decision. I know some people like to keep that private until they know, but for me, that's just not the way that I am. I'm around my friends, and I work with tons of my friends and family every day. So I didn't feel like it was something that I could keep a secret, and I just wanted to tell my friends. So I told Sydney and Janelle on Halloween, and it was very exciting.
It was so exciting.
It was really one of the most joyful times of my life. Like, I just felt so loved and excited, and seeing Josh's excitement was just
it was so cute.
It was a lot, it was
I was so surprised.
I know.
I mean, you told me, I didn't believe you.
I know.
I thought she was pranking
They
me.
looked so shocked. I filmed them telling them, and my plan was to tell Karelly soon on the sesh. We actually were going to tell her here, and
we're going to play a game.
My sister, and I was really, during this time, I can't even tell you how happy I was. I think it was one of the happiest it was just the happiest time of my life. And so far, I was just so excited. I was barely sleeping because I was just so happy, so excited. We've wanted kids forever. I always thought I'd have kids much younger. So I've been feeling ready for a really long time, and I couldn't believe how lucky we were. And I think I felt a little invincible in a way. Like, it didn't even cross my mind that something could happen. I knew it, but I was like, no, I'm not even going to let that thought enter my brain, because this is going to happen. And I couldn't even have that anxiety going on. And then, I went to a hair appointment, and Josh was just so sweet that day. He was wanted to drive me to my hair appointment, and then Wynn got me a special smoothie and brought it to me at the hair salon. And he was just so loving and so excited. And that day we were just extra pumped, feeling like the fear had gone away a little bit, and we were just really excited. And Josh was the most excited that day of all days so far. And then that night, I unfortunately started bleeding, and I pretty much knew right away. We were kind of confused. We thought it could be just spotting, because you can have spotting, but it got progressively worse. And I truly can't describe how empty I felt in that moment, how shameful I felt immediately, and just pure devastation just washed over me. And it's really hard, because when you're going through a miscarriage, you are experiencing the hormones from a pregnancy at the same time as you're, experiencing a loss. So it was just, I could not stop crying. From the moment it happened, I was just honestly panicking at first, hysterical, screaming. Just, I couldn't believe that it was happening. I just couldn't even wrap my mind on it. I was just no, there's got, look it up. There's got to be something, this cannot be happening right now. And, as the night went on, it just got worse and worse. And we realized that we'd lost the baby, and it was horrendous for both of us. And that night, I think, was truly one of the hardest nights of my life. I just felt, I can't even describe how I felt. It was the combination of loss, and then also just feeling so much shame and so much like I instantly felt unworthy for some reason. Like I felt like Josh wasn't going to love me as much because I'd been experiencing so much love from everyone and all my friends for the days leading up to that I just felt like that was all ending, you know? And I told Josh, like, I feel like you're never going to love me the same again, or you'll never want to like try again for a baby. Like I was just having like the most horrible, intrusive thoughts. Like everything is just ending. And I don't think I've ever cried so hard. I mean, I was like choking and I could not even fall asleep that night. It was so like just going from such a high to such a low so fast was totally shocking. Yeah. And it's painful. It's just traumatizing. Like every time you go to the bathroom is traumatizing. And of course, you know, you start going through what could have caused this, or was this my fault? Was there anything that I could have done? And I had a lot of fear because the day before it happened, I had a really bad panic attack because I was worried about, it was like 4 a.m. I still wasn't able to sleep. I think it was a lot of just the excitement that I just was so wound up that I could not sleep, and you can't take any sleep aid or anything like that. So I got so frustrated with Josh because he was snoring like a train. It was the worst snoring I've ever heard. I kept like trying to be nice and just tapping him, but then eventually I was like, stop, like I have to sleep. But then I was like so emotional, and I didn't want him to go to the guest room to sleep because then I was like, I won't be able to sleep without you here, but I need you to be quiet.
Just shut up, please, though.
So then I started just panicking, say this appointment the next day, and I had to record the next day, and I was like, how am I going to get through the day without any sleep? And I had a full-on really bad panic attack and I've never experienced this, but my whole face started like vibrating, like around my lips and my mouth, and it went completely numb in my face, and I just had this like overwhelming feeling like something really bad is happening right now.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
It was, and I told Josh like something bad's happening, and he was like trying to calm me down and get me a cold washcloth, and I just had this like horrible feeling. The next day I woke up and everything was fine, and then this started later that day. So of course I had these thoughts of like, this was my fault. I couldn't control my anxiety. I let the stress of work already stress me out to the point that I like triggered this, you know? And that was just my initial understanding. I also had a shot of ginger for nausea from Trader Joe's. And then I started looking that up afterwards and read that ginger can cause miscarriages, but it's mass amounts of ginger. But of course, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, it could have been the ginger shot. Like you just go over everything you did. And I know so many women can relate to that, like trying to figure out like what went wrong. And then, you know, going to the doctor really made such a difference because they were able to tell me that this wasn't my fault, that this was likely a chromosomal issue. I don't even know.
Yeah. Issue with chromosomes.
Yes. And that it's like kind of your body's way of protecting you from having an unhealthy baby or from the pregnancy continuing when it's not going to take, essentially.
Right.
So that it made me feel so much better. 1 in 4 pregnancies end up in miscarriage. It's something that I know so many of you out there have gone through. And that was one of the reasons I decided to open up about it on here, because at first I didn't know if that was going to be good for me.
The internet can be a scary place.
And it's kind of like a thing that like women traditionally like keep to themselves.
There's a lot of shame and like secrecy around it. That's why people like, don't tell anyone until you get past the danger zone. And
or don't tell anyone after, which is like really hard for me to understand. I needed to tell all of you guys. I needed to tell my sister and my parents because I needed them to understand what I was going through. It was like incredibly traumatic.
Need support, especially in that time.
So that's why I wanted to talk about it here, because I actually saw a YouTuber that I really enjoy. Her name is Cece Suarez, and she did a live stream. I think she had a miscarriage the same day as me, I'm pretty sure by what she said. And I wasn't going to talk about it until I saw her live stream, and I connected so much with it, and it just made me feel so much better and so much less alone, and it like truly helped me. So I wanted to do that for anyone out there that needs this or has gone through these things before or has fear of it in the future.
And I think the more as like heartbreaking as it is, the more we can talk about these things, the more we can normalize. Like you said, it's so common.
So
I mean, it's
common.
unbelievably common. It's sad that people who experience this have to feel some type of like shame or that they shouldn't talk about it. When in reality, it's, in my opinion, like the more we can talk about it, the more we can support each other going through it, especially because so many people go through it. And, you know, I've always found that when I go through something tough, hearing someone else be able to relate to me or say, yeah, I've been through that too, you know, it just makes you feel less alone. We were talking about that last week.
It really does. It helps so much just hearing anyone else's story. Like I have this app called Flow that I've tracked ovulation on, and then you like switch it into pregnancy mode. So then I had to go back into the app, which was one of the hardest things of this whole thing, and like report a pregnancy loss. And that just sucked. Like it was just so much. But then they like brought up all of these other testimonies from women just telling their stories, and like it was so comforting. It really was. And just knowing how common it is really does help. It makes me feel so much less alone.
And there's been so many people in the YouTube space that have gone through, you know, recent even miscarriages, and then now are pregnant or have tons of kids or, you know, or whatever it may be. So it's kind of like, it gives you hope in a sense of like, even though it was so devastating,
It was.
that it's in that moment, of course, like it's hard to be like, well, it could happen again, because it's like your whole life is like flipped upside down in that moment. But in the grand scheme of things, like your chances of being able to conceive and full term to a kid are still really high.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got pregnant right away is like,
I know. I didn't expect that because I have had so many health issues, and that's why I started sooner.
right.
Because I thought it was going to take 6 months or something. And so, yeah, we feel lucky, and that happened, and that does make us feel more hopeful. But I've got to say, there's now a whole new fear. Like there's a whole new anxiety. I mean, this time was different because I was so excited and so running on joy and felt so lucky and invincible. Like I said, that I like wasn't mentally prepared for this happening at all. I just was like, how could this happen?
I think that's important to not like blame yourself for being overjoyed, because you know, that's like a total natural reaction, especially because it's hard to, you know, almost put yourself in those shoes when you've never experienced it. And of course you're going to be excited. And I think that you should be. Like, all those things were totally valid, and you feeling invincible and you feeling so stoked and not thinking about, well, what will it be like if I miscarry? Like, what good does that do? Because
Just
it's not
think
like,
about it.
It's not like you can prepare for that in any sense so that it hurts less when it comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, now that like I know what can happen and how delicate it is, especially in your first trimester, it's definitely added like a new anxiety though. Like for next time, like I'm already stressed out. If it happens again, will the first 12 weeks just be like constant stress for me? And then the whole thing, I mean, really, this has been such an eye-opening experience for me about the reality of motherhood and what women go through and how hard it is forever. Like you through your whole pregnancy, every single trimester, then you go through the birth, which is a whole nother thing. And then it's breastfeeding, it's sleep routines, it's constant fear that something could happen as they get older. And it's like, I think that anxiety never really goes away. And in a way, pregnancy kind of prepares you for that. And even though I just got a small taste of what it's like, I learned a lot. Josh and I learned a lot. And yeah, I mean, I'm very hopeful. I think, you know, talking about it now, I've had a lot of time to like really think through this. And that's why I hope I don't sound like cold or like unemotional about this. It just, time has passed, and I literally have like no more tears left to cry about it, because I've gotten it all out, and that's good, right? I had that time and I really got it out. And now I'm feeling more hopeful and back to myself. And for a while, like, it's just the hormones leave you feeling just so down and like negative about everything, and feeling hopeless or feeling really bad about yourself. Like, that's what I noticed. I just felt like horrible about myself. Like I am the world's biggest piece of shit.
Oh my God, dude. That makes me
I know.
And I'm not trying to like invalidate you or be like, don't feel like that, because what you feel is what you feel. But that just is so fucking sad to me that you had to go through that. I feel for you so deeply. Really.
It was really hard. Like, yeah, just the feelings that you have and the guilt, or like wondering if, am I going to be one of those people who goes through this over and over again? Like, is this going to be a pain I have to deal with forever? Or like obviously you have feelings like, is something wrong with me? Will I ever be able to have a baby? And, yeah, it's really hard. Like when you start thinking, you know, here's your due date, and you start thinking about, I started thinking about this kid was maybe going to be a Cancer.
Yeah, we were talking about their little zodiac. And then
like,
on Halloween even, we were like, oh my God, next Halloween we'll have a little baby.
I know,
to dress
it's
up.
like,
And
it's all that excitement that you have to let go of all of that. Thinking I was going to tell my family at Christmas. And yeah, it's just like, it's a lot of loss. And I started reading about Cancer babies and what they're like, and like had this kind of like image of what our child could be like. And yeah, just going from like all your conversations every day being about like this baby and what our life's gonna look like and our excitement to just, it's all gone like at once. It was just like so shocking.
And there's nothing you can do about it. I think that's also like, once it's happening, like it's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's hard because one thing I noticed is as soon as I got pregnant, I was talking about it so much and looking up things that my whole TikTok timeline was pregnancy content. All my Instagram, it serves me pregnancy content right away. So when I first had the miscarriage, I kind of had to stay off of it because every time I would get on, it would just bring up pregnancy posts or babies. And it's just like a reminder. And I think I'm kind of past that now because it's not bothering me as much now when I see things. But just at first, it was so like,
you're like, okay, get it. Yeah. Like, I don't need a reminder.
Yeah. It's so disappointing. But the fact that it happens to so many women. I mean, even my mom went through a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy, which is really dangerous and scary. But just knowing like the millions of women who have gone through this, like even women throughout history with how medical care who had no idea what was going on, or they wouldn't even know they were having a miscarriage. Like, it does make you feel so much less alone. It really does. Like, and women are so incredible. That's taught me this too. Just the whole process of how a baby is made. And insane. Like, I've learned so much through my doctor, just
literally
for
making
next
another
time,
life. Like, that's amazing. And your body just knows how to do it.
Yes.
Your body's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. It's like made to do it. It's the most wild
then it's
thing.
just like it's such a sacrifice. You know, you like sacrifice everything, your body, your routine, your just like your comfortability, and it only gets harder, your mental health.
Yeah,
totally. Yes. But I believe it's worth it. It's something I want more than anything. Me and Josh want a child so badly, and I know it's going to happen for us.
Yeah.
We'll eventually be able to start trying again, and you know. But yeah, I know it's going to be an experience next time. I know it's going to be a daily anxiety of like every time I go to the bathroom, like worrying there's going to be blood there. And
every time you like feel a little off, like, oh God, is
something wrong? Or if I start panicking, why?
And which that's really hard because like you have an anxiety disorder. So you know that's not you'd be setting yourself up for failure if you're like, I'm not allowed to have any anxiety when I'm pregnant. Like, you know, like that's not reality. So you have to understand like, I probably will have another panic attack at some point during a pregnancy, and like, not saying that caused it. Cause
it's very unlikely. In fact, my doctor did say the chances of stress affecting a pregnancy are very, very low. It's much, much higher that it was just something else, or what they call chemical pregnancy, where it just like doesn't fully take.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not a doubt in my mind though that you guys will have babies. Like I know. And obviously like, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I just have this like strong, like you were meant to be a mom. You were meant to be a mom. You've always meant to be a mom. Like even when we were young, like you're like one of the most motherly humans. You're so comforting, and you're going to be an amazing mom. And I know it's going to happen. And
I know too.
This is like so terrible, but I wonder if like in a way, you know, like and I'm just talking for myself, I believe that like everything happens for a reason, and
I do
like
too.
what there was
Me
something
too.
that you were meant to like learn from this, or
I think so.
you know.
I think so. Me and Josh both see it that way. And he's like, I know it sounds super weird saying this, but it almost feels a blessing in disguise is not the right term, but it did, like, we did get something from this, and we learned a lot, and it brought us closer together. You know, I can't believe that first night I was like, you're not going to love me anymore, and I'm not worthy. And like,
so
I
sad.
felt so horrible, and it was so like just irrational. I mean, the pregnancy hormones are very intense, and it's like incredibly hard to get your thinking straight and like think how you normally do.
Mhm.
And when they're like leaving your body too, it can just be, it's a, you know,
It's
a
just
lot.
It's a lot. It totally is, and it's painful, and it's depressed. It's just so hard. But Josh has just been so wonderful. Like, just since it happened, like through the whole thing, through when I found out I was pregnant, he was so happy. We actually, when we found out, it was kind of funny because I didn't think it would happen, so I didn't plan any like cute way to tell him.
Yeah.
I just all of a sudden looked at it and started screaming. And he thought one of the cats was like injured or something out in the he was like, oh my God. So I like woke him up with that. And then I was looking at our Furbo dog camera footage, and I could actually see the moment where I told him.
Oh,
and I just saw
really?
him like put his hands up, and he was like,
Oh, no,
he was so
that's
excited.
sweet.
He was so excited. I know he will be again, and he'll be such a great father. And yeah, I know it will happen. And whether that's through adoption or something, I don't know what our future lies. I know we will be parents though.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Like I have not a shred of doubt.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be amazing parents.
Thank you.
And it's gonna be so fun when you have a little baby.
I know it will be very fun. We were very excited, but it's meant. I think when one day I will feel like this. It was meant to happen this way, as
Sure.
weird and painful as it is.
Yeah.
And we'll end up with the kids that we were meant to have.
Yeah.
I think.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I
That's a great way of
truly
thinking that.
just want you to know how strong you are.
Thank you, Sid.
You
I
remind
love
yourself
you.
that, because that to me is like, you're so strong.
Mhm.
And you were going, I truly believe, and I know I'm not a doctor, scientist, or I can't tell the future, but I truly believe you will bring children into this world.
Mhm.
Happy, healthy babies.
Mhm.
Thank you guys. Seriously, like it means so much to me. Your support has meant the world to me. Janelle came over the day after it happened, and like as soon as I saw her, I just started like sobbing so hard that I choked on her hair.
I was like, come here. She like,
I like sucked a giant piece down my throat.
I was like, fuck, you're like, I'm choking on your hair. Oh my
Seriously,
gosh.
like, I'm so lucky. I have the support I do in my life, friends and family, and I feel so badly for women out there who go through this and feel alone or feel like they're not getting the support from their partner. You know, I know that's so common, and I do feel really grateful for the people I have in my life and my husband, and I was fully supported and loved through all of this, and I think that's why I've been able to stay so strong. Is I just feel, I really am lucky. I'm fortunate.
I appreciate you of like obviously telling Sid and I and stuff, but also just I think it's really, really amazing, and I really look up to you in the sense that you're willing to bring this to the internet, because like I said, it's a scary place and people can be evil. Luckily, the Sesh is a really wonderful
Right.
place. 99.9 of you guys are amazing.
Yes.
But still,
And that's
you know,
why I felt comfortable doing it here.
it's still like a really deep personal
know.
thing.
It
and
is. And I see why women would choose not to. And I thought long and hard about whether I wanted to do this. And I came to the conclusion that I really wanted to do this. Like at first, Josh wasn't into the idea of me talking about it because he was worried that someone was going to say something or like upset me in any way. And I just felt like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm probably not going to read a lot of the comments. I'm probably going to have you guys just screenshot me the uplifting ones. I'm not going to like sit there and go through every single person's thoughts. Because another big reason that sometimes I get afraid to talk about even just medical things on the internet is people obviously are coming from a good place, but they'll start offering up advice or like, here's how I prevented my miscarriage. And I'm just kindly asking to not have that. I just don't want I have a doctor. I have plenty of support in my life, and I just don't need any of that. It just ends up becoming confusing. And I truly know it comes from a good place though. And I appreciate everyone out there with whatever, comments you send, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
think it's a
I
great
did
way of
feel like
saying
it was good to talk about it because I knew that this would be healing for me and healing for so many people out there. And like I said, seeing Cece talk about it for me was like really, really helpful. Like someone who's going through it right now.
Yeah.
And I know there's probably women out there who've gone through this or going through this right now or have gone through this recently. There was one other YouTuber I follow. I can't remember who exactly it was, but she went through one around the same time as me. And yeah. It just
wild
really
how
does
common
help
it
to
is.
hear other people's stories and like how they're coping or like hear their feelings and say, yes, I get that. I feel that. And that's why I felt like it was worth it to talk about it. And there's no shame in it. You know, like I think that's another fear of people's is they don't want to feel like shamed by anyone or have anyone come up with reasons why they think it didn't work out when they just don't know. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's so common. And yeah.
It's
I
really
kinda lost my train of
empowering.
thought, but
I think
yeah,
it's very empowering.
It is, and I knew I wanted to do this because I knew so many of the comments would bring me back comfort and joy, and it would be worth it. Like we can help each other, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the more we can talk about this stuff, the more we can break down the stigma of it being weird or shameful or embarrassing or
Something you should have to hide.
something you
and-
should hide
yeah.
forever, you know, whatever it is. And obviously how you choose to live your life is totally fine if this is something you know, keep to yourself, but I think it should be known that it's okay to share as well.
Yeah,
And that there are other people out there who appreciate you sharing and opening up
and can really
and-
benefit from it. Yeah.
Yeah, can really benefit from it. Absolutely.
I mean, I just typed in like miscarriage experience on YouTube too, and like watched a few videos with just random people, and so helpful. It's really helpful. It's amazing how women really help each other through these things because just like through pregnancy vlogs and sharing their experience, it's like such a community. It really
Absolutely.
is. It really is. Especially when I just don't have any friends who are anywhere near close to having babies. My only friend that has a baby lives in Arizona. It just kind of helps to go to online when you don't have like, like obviously I can't like,
You can't ask me
Right.
what my you're right. Yeah, no, totally.
So it's the internet's an amazing thing in a lot of ways. Like
Absolutely.
it's so much comfort.
That's such a great point. Is that yes, it's really scary and toxic, but it's also so wonderful because you can.
Yeah.
There's pretty much guarantee that whatever you're going through, you can find someone else on the internet who is also going through it or has gone through it. And I feel like we should be so thankful that we are in this era to be able to have that because even just 20 years ago, that wasn't a thing. You know, you couldn't look up on YouTube people's experiences for anything.
Yep.
And the fact that we're able to do that at the touch of a button is honestly really cool. You just obviously have to, you know, be aware and protect yourself at the same time. But
Right.
you know, so
It really does help though. I think it does. There's just been so many endless times for me where I've gone to the internet for support or help, and I want to be part of that for someone else.
exactly. And maybe that's part of the reason why, you know, the universe or whatever had you go through this is because, you know, you have a platform to help others. Obviously, you've been doing it for years, and maybe it's, you know, just another outlet that you can help bring awareness to something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, totally. I felt that too. And I felt like with my platform, not that I'm responsible or like I owe it or like
of course
have
not.
to,
Of
but
course
like
not.
it did feel to me like I do have this platform. I could help people and I want to do that because that will leave me feeling better and more fulfilled about the situation. And I think this episode was kind of the closure I need just to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I've really had a lot of time to heal. Luckily, I went out to LA for a work thing and just getting out of the house, getting into a new environment, dressing up a little bit, like made me feel so good.
Right.
Like, it really helped me kind of cope after everything.
Feel like
So,
yourself again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting back to that. Like, and when it's happening, like I felt like, am I going to be depressed for the next like 6 months over this? Like it felt so horrific that I was surprised at how fast I was able to emotionally heal. Honestly,
I think that doctor visit, at least from what I could see, like really helped.
it helped
Because
so
it's like
much.
you know, Google's great and all, although it's really not great. But then like actually having someone that knows what the hell they're talking about, and can give you factual information,
right?
And you know, can get looked at your body and confirm like, no, you look good, dude.
Yeah, and it
looked great.
Yeah, everything looked good, and I obviously had the fear of could it be ectopic? Like that's why you have to always ectopic. You know, always have to go in when you have a miscarriage. They need to check it out, and just that reassurance, and just her saying this was not your fault meant so much to me. Just hearing that, like, we have women in here every day that go through this, and you know, it will be okay.
Yeah.
You know? And you have plenty of chances of like most women who have miscarriage go on to have a healthy pregnancy. And it just made me feel a lot better. Obviously that fear is still going to be there. Sure, it's going to be something I go through next time I'm pregnant, which will add to the anxiety. Of
course. Right.
But you know, it's all worth it. It's something I want more than anything. Like, I think it'll be the most fulfilling thing I ever do, is to have a child. And I just know that the universe is going to bless me with that when it's time. And I just got to really trust in that.
Yeah.
And let go. And that can be really hard, especially as a Taurus.
Great point.
Like, I'm a Taurus moon and sun. And so I really don't, I like to be in control.
And you have anxiety.
Everything.
So like the unknown.
But the planning for me, I'm such a planner. And the fact that this went according to plan from the beginning, like the first month I tried and it just happened. And now it's like, there's no planning in this. There's no planning. Kids is just, it's gonna happen how it happens, or you're gonna get what you get, and you just can't. There's
never the right
no
time,
control,
right?
And it's your body,
right?
So it's like, it's just such a wild experience, and I only got a small taste of it, but I have so much respect for women that have pregnancies, have miscarriages, really anything, or struggle with infertility. Like the amount of toll, the mental toll that this can take on you. It's something, and I think it's something that not all men can truly understand. You know, like even Josh had like some trouble like fully understanding why my emotions were so intense.
Right.
And like it took him like a day or two to really realize how to support me.
Right.
But he got it, you know, and it's like about being patient with them too. They're learning. Like we were both clueless. We were shocked that it happened so fast. We were just like, whoa, like
I know.
So
right.
Yeah. They can't feel it. They don't know.
Physically, yeah.
So I think the best thing you can do is like really communicate what you need, how I need you to help, what I need right now. And that really helped a lot. And I'm so lucky. So I'm in a really good place right now. I feel really good and hopeful for the future. So I don't want anyone to worry about me. Luckily, I feel like I was able to heal pretty quickly from this. And obviously the emotional toll is like always going to be there. And but yeah, I feel the hope of the future is like what's getting me.
Good.
You know, I know it will happen.
It will happen.
I know it will happen.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a little Mile Higher baby one day.
Mile Higher baby.
We were very excited. We were very excited to be able to tell all of you guys one day. And
yeah. Oh my gosh.
One day
we got like so excited instantly.
We did.
I'm acting like I'm part of the pregnant. Like, we were so excited.
You really were though. We were all really excited.
I was like brainstorming, like, how are we going to tell the Seshies? And like, what are we going to do for Mile Higher? And,
how
like,
are we going to tell family on Christmas?
On Christmas, like Christmas Eve, we'll have you stand up, blah, blah, blah. And like, I was already looking on Etsy for all these cute things. And I was like picking them. I was like, John, what do you think about this? And what do you think? He's like, it's a little early, don't you think? I was like, no, like,
yeah, we were like fun. Looking at it all way in advance, and that's like the excitement was just the three of us were just me, Sydney, and Janelle were just talking because we hadn't told Karelly yet, but we were just going over like baby showers and like push parties. We were like trying to understand the different and just like all the excitement that was coming forward and have it all like be gone in a second was just like it was like nothing I've ever been through. Truly. It was a really interesting experience, but it taught me a lot. And like I said, I just have so much respect for women. Women are amazing.
Amazing.
Our bodies are incredible.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they just like make life. What the hell?
It is. It's wild.
Like, one moment you're just
and then recover
there.
so quickly from something like this.
Yeah.
Which obviously this was pretty early on for me. It's a lot harder. The further you are along, the process can take weeks. Sometimes there's a lot more pain, or sometimes you have to do surgery. And luckily I didn't have to do any of that. But yeah, it's all truly amazing. And it's so much to learn. Like when you get pregnant, you're like starting a college course. I'm not kidding. The amount of information that you have to learn just about conception and ovulation and just things that we did not learn in sex ed. Like I spent so much time in sex ed. I learned about all the STDs and that was great. Yeah. But like I didn't learn shit about how to have a baby and how ovulation actually works and like the timing of it and the cycles and like
it was crazy because
the stages
after it happened,
of the fetus.
I was like all confused and you were telling me like well, and you're like sending me a chart. These days I'm more likely and blah, 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 and ovulation.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, and then I came to my mind, I'm like, what the hell? How do I not know any of this? And it's literally happening in my fucking body.
Yep.
Like, that is so weird. Like, I need to fucking learn that just because, I don't know,
Seriously,
it's happening to me.
That's
like,
one of the things that I was thinking, like, it's so wild that in sex ed, we don't talk about ovulation and how much the chance of getting pregnant goes up during the 48 period of ovulation. Like, that should be something younger women know from the jump. That, I mean, it goes up so much higher during those 2 to 3 days when you're ovulating.
Wow.
And I feel like it's something that even if you're not trying to get pregnant, it's like still helpful to know when you're ovulating. And you can just get these test strips on Amazon. They're cheap, like a big box of them. And
I want to get them.
you should. And just
I wonder
see
if I
you're,
ovulate though. I don't think I do because I have an IUD.
Oh yeah. I don't know though. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a whole lot. And I definitely got a taste of motherhood in a weird way through all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for it. I feel very ready and
I know.
very happy.
So excited when it will happen.
It will.
And it will obviously, those fears will run through your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Even
you
my
can't-
doctor said that too.
I guess it's like almost in a sense, and like you said, it's really hard when you have anxiety and you have the need to try and feel in control.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like the more you can kind of just be like, I'm just going day by day, like taking it day by day. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't, like, obsessing over it will not make one thing happen versus another. And fuck, I need to listen to my own advice because I obsess over shit left, right, and center. It's so annoying.
It's so hard to
With
do.
everything in life, basically, it's like day by day, like worrying and making it these scenarios. And what happens if this? What will I do? And what happens if this? What will I do? It's like, why are we doing that? It's literally just hurting ourselves.
Especially with the amount of scenarios that can happen in a pregnancy.
Right.
Like there's just so many things that you could spend every second of your pregnancy worrying about it. And it's like, I gotta like figure out how to like truly deal with that. Cause it's hard. You gotta control your stress during pregnancy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps.
For your own mental health. My God.
Just for your mental health. But
Yeah.
that's really all I had to say about it. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, but
Just thank you for opening up about that because I know, like, I mean, it's just nice knowing that you aren't alone. You know what I mean? It's just nice having that. I don't know. It's just thank you. Just like thank you for talking about it. Like,
of
like
course.
really, really thank you. It just
You're welcome.
it means a lot to. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to so many people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that even people who haven't gone through it yet can listen to this. And maybe if they do go through it one day that they can like remember back or I just think it is something that should be so much more talked about. And I do understand that like for some women, they just don't want to talk about it for personal reason. It is emotional. And that was one thing that was hard was I still haven't even gone. I told my therapist and I told my chiropractor, who has like a whole program for pregnancy. So he always told me like, tell me early on when you know. So I told him and I told my therapist just in case anything happened. So he would be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of dreading going back to either of them because I know I have to like now like relive it. Like talking about it is kind of reliving it. Like it's different with you guys in this like safe space, but I'm not like best friends with them, you know? It's
Right.
It's just, it
to-
sucks.
yeah.
It's shitty news. Like I'll have to tell the whole office that where I got the blood drawn and my psychiatrist, like a lot of people knew and like medical professionals and kind of like dreading having to go through all that, bringing it all up with them. But yeah, I really hope that hearing this, you know, whether you've gone through it or not is helpful for you in some way.
Yeah. I think it will be for sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you guys for listening and always being so, so kind. I mean, I said it before, but even before you guys knew what had happened, which I think a lot of you kind of could tell. I saw a lot of comments from other women that just they could tell.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what it was going to be. And I mean, it's so, so common. Like everyone, if they haven't been through it, at least knows like one person who has.
Absolutely.
And can understand the pain. So
Yeah.
kind of just
Definitely.
rambling at this point, but seriously, thank you guys. You're wonderful. I'm beyond grateful for this show, for my audience, for all the supporters that have been following, you know, Josh and I for so long, like back to our college days, like making little vlogs and my makeup videos. And it's just like, I felt like I wanted to share this with you guys because you're a huge part of my life. As weird as that sounds. So yeah, that's kind of it. But thank you for listening.
Thanks for opening up, dude. Love you.
This really helped. I love you guys too.
Love you, Kendall.
You're gonna be a wonderful mom. I'm so excited.
I love you.
I can't.
You're
wait
gonna be a wonderful
to
aunt.
be auntie.
Yes, you will.
So cute. A little tiny Josh and Kendall running around.
One day there will be. I know.
Mile higher baby. All right, guys.
That's gonna be it for us today, guys.
Yes, that will be it.
Next week we're actually gonna do something fun. We like all need a little fun right before the holidays. You know, family time can be stressful.
Oh no.
I'm not saying for our family. I'm just saying like I feel like we all need some laughs going into Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving can be a very stressful holiday.
Yeah, I fucking agree.
We're gonna
with
have
that.
some fun. We'll play a game.
Yes.
We'll do some Reddit shit. Goof around, goofs and gaffs.
Goofs and gaffs,
Yep.
baby. We're gonna do some taste testing of those. What did you buy at the Harry Potter World?
Yeah, I did. I bought the like Harry Potter jelly beans. But I don't know if you have like a fear of jelly beans. Basically, I don't know if you're gonna do it.
But I can do like one at a time and then like spit it out.
Okay.
And it's been like 20 years, I feel like, since I was that.
All right. Well, we'll have to do some old YouTuber bamboozled challenge.
Fuck yeah, dude. Bamboozle challenge coming at you next week, people.
Yeah.
We will see you then.
It'll be fun. And then we will be talking about Britney the following week. So look forward to that. Again, thank you guys for all your support, all your love on our show. Make sure to download us on Spotify and iTunes. It really makes a difference.
Makes a huge
Even
difference.
if you just watch on YouTube, it makes a difference to actually download for our numbers.
And leave us a review if you want on Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
Reviews do help. And give this video a thumbs up. You know, all the YouTube things.
Yeah.
Subscribe, hit the bell.
Did you
Thumbs
know
up.
the have you heard all the stuff about the thumbs up?
Yeah, thumbs up.
The thumbs up matters.
I
like,
know.
Big time.
Thumbs up matters. And they're taking away thumbs down. Not taking away, but how
Yeah.
viewers can't tell how many thumbs
And
down they're
then
getting.
They explained that the dislikes actually affect the performance, which has always been something that YouTubers say, like all engagement is good. I've always said it. All engagement is good engagement. Likes, thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. But apparently it doesn't affect your performance, but it will be less likely to suggest it to the person.
Oh, next time.
Yeah.
Because it's like an algorithm.
Which is kind of funny because there's been YouTubers over the years that'll literally encourage their fans to hit the thumbs down because they're like, it doesn't matter, so just press whatever one. And like apparently it matters, which would have been nice information from YouTube from the beginning.
Yeah, seriously. That's
Like,
kind of fucked up though,
I
because
know.
what if it's just one creator, like that you like this creator, but you didn't like their content or you didn't like their video, so you thumbs it down, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, they don't want to see them ever again.
Well, I think they're kind of like going in the TikTok direction.
I was about to say that sounds like some
you
TikTok
can
shit.
Press like not interested, or if you don't interact, they're less likely to serve.
I mean,
things
that's
to
how
you.
it is with Instagram too. The more shit you like, the more of that crap will pop up. It's all the same fucking thing at the end of the day. It's wild. God,
These
social media is
algorithms are getting scary.
scary.
They're scary.
TikTok reads my mind sometimes. I'll be thinking about something and it'll tell me, and I'm like, I've
Did you hear
never
about
said
the
that out
TikTok
loud,
lawsuit?
so- No.
TikTok is ordered to pay out like, I can't remember the number, millions of dollars to everyone that signed up before September of 2021. So just recently. So you would, I think all of you guys. I've been on there since like before the pandemic, but apparently you can, I don't know how much you'll get. It depends on your state, but you can either, when you get on your account, there'll be a notification that says like, click to whatever,
Claim your prize.
claim your lawsuit. But there's also a website. I'll send it to you, and I want to file for it just to see, like, even if it's like 90 cents. I just want to fucking know what the payout is.
this?
It's like millions of dollars that have to be paid out to people because they were stealing data from people. They were like had horrible privacy settings. So
they're gonna pay like
they're trying to
90
clean it
cents
up
a
their
person.
act. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it'll actually be. I heard in
They're like, here's a gumball.
the
asshole.
girl I was watching said like Illinois or Idaho or something gets like 6 times the amount.
Oh,
so it depends on your
shit.
state.
Wonder what Colorado's about to look
I know.
into that.
Gotta look into it.
I need to cash the fuck out.
And if you have a child that has an account, you can also do it on theirs and get double.
Damn!
Hey.
Oh my god, that's amazing. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next sesh. But until then, keep it fresh.